live in 3, 2, 1. All right, so this shutdown was averted, and this is pretty wild. So Schumer, who in my opinion is an absolute skis, actually ended up caving in. He was one of very few on the other side of the aisle from the president that actually did cave in and let this happen. Now, the government was about to shut down at 11:59 tonight. So at this point, it was, right at the deadline that this happened. A government shutdown was averted just hours before Friday, 11:59 p.m. Deadline after enough Democrats, including Senate Minority Luck Chuck Schumer of New York, helped Republicans defeat the filibuster, which filibuster is a word we have heard far too often in the last 5 years. Senators voted 54 to 46 to pass the stopgap spending bill, which only needed 51 votes to be approved. Nearly all Republicans backed the measure, with only Senator Rand Paul, Republican of Kentucky, opposing, which many people, of course, saw that one coming. We're going to talk about this and some of the other kind of crazier things that happened today, including people evacuated on a wing and a prayer. We'll talk about that here in just a second. But I do want to remind you guys, make sure to go over and check out marfooglenews.com/EMP. Make sure to go get yourself an EMP shield. If you own a car, a generator, a home that you want protected not only from, of course, an EMP strike from an adversary, but also a Carrington-level event from the sun. This is the same company that has quietly helped agencies like DHS and DOD help harden the grid. So again, go over and check it out, marfooglenews.com/EMP, and make sure to use the code MARF for $50 off per device, and you'll be saving yourself not only in money, but in preparation. Again, go to marfooglenews.com/EMP. Let's bring in my co-host/internet brother, Dex James. What is going on, and how are you doing today?
Well, hello, Adam, and hello, Foogle fam. I'm doing just fine.
So when we say on a wing and a prayer, that's exactly what happened. There's just been so many of these like odd smoke-filled planes evacuated through through slides. I mean, like we've seen all this stuff in the movies, but in real life over the last 2 months, we've had all sorts of plane incidents, and it almost seems like it's not a coincidence. What did you think when you saw this video?
Well, I'm just shocked with how much airplane or airline problems we've had in the first, not even 3 months of the year. I mean, we're not even 3 months in. The first quarter's not over yet, and it just seems like they're just unending. And I'm wondering if there's not a reason people shouldn't travel anymore. I mean, it's like it really does get unnerving when you think about flying right now. And I know I'm not the only one that thinks that way. A lot of people are starting to think that way because it's just incident after incident after incident.
Now, in the grand scheme of things, I'm sure that riding in a plane is safer than riding in your car, right? But as far as the mental kind of the image that we're getting right now is it's one thing after another. And a lot of these things seem to me, and I'm not a plane expert, but a lot of these seem like things that could be prevented. So when you see people hanging out on the wing of a plane, it makes you think like, where the hell did protocol go? Why did they have to go out on a wing? These are people actually standing out on the damn wing. I mean, this is really, really unheard of. Like, I don't think I've ever seen this unless this has happened when it's an actual crash out on the ocean or something. And still at that point, you would think that there would be some other sort of protocol for that. Why do they have actual like ladders up here? I mean, look at this. Did somebody not put in the freaking slides? Dex, go ahead.
Well, yeah, I guess they went to the emergency exits, and that's one of them is over the wing, but they did not deploy the slides there, obviously, and everybody's scrambling to get ladders out. But this flight was en route. It had left, I think Denver, was headed to Texas or somewhere, and it turned around because it had engine vibrations. And then when it landed, after realizing it had a problem, on the other side of the plane, you may be able to scroll down and see another video that shows a different image or different angle. The other side of the plane is completely engulfed where the engine is. So the engine is on fire, and that's where all the smoke's coming from on the opposite side. So I think everybody was just trying to get away from the roaring flames on the windows on one side of the plane and heading out any door they can on the other side.
Yeah, so something like this, it's like, what the hell is going on? This is in the last 3 months. This is we're only in we're in March right now. You got January, February, March, and in those same 3 months, you had the Poland prime minister saying that Vladimir Putin was going to start, attacking us via the planes. Do I think that that's what this is? No, but I definitely think that the image is being burned into our brains, and it's totally a possible setup for some sort of Fantastic Freddy to happen. It's like people are not surprised by anything happening. Oddly enough, though, it has been. I don't know if which brand was this plane, by the way. It's just funny because
Boeing, of course.
No, but what airline? Do you know? What was?
I think it was American.
American. Okay, so American Airlines hasn't had that many things happen. It's just, and then you see this image. Not very good advertising for Southwest, even though they're not involved. Southwest has already pretty bad reputation. And then Safe Haven Gold rises above $3,000 for the first time. Dex, a lot of people saw this coming. I've been hearing about gold for the last 6 months. This is a huge deal. $3,000.
Yeah, it's a major milestone, right? It's a huge number. It's a psychological milestone, but it's also, as preppers and as people that pay attention to the economy and what's happening in economic times, that when things like gold are going up, that the mindset is things aren't necessarily looking economically pretty. And that's exactly what's happening right now with everything going on in the stock market, with the tariffs and the trouble financially around the world, but also here in America. And our current president is telling us we're gonna have to go through hard economic times to right the country. So yeah, when you see gold going up like this, that is the clear sign that people are worried, and rightfully so.
14% in 3 months.
That's a lot.
That's a crazy amount for gold. And of course, there are financial doomsdayers that, if you think I'm bad, go check out some of the financial doomsday channels. They are going nuts right now. They're saying that it is literally the end of the dollar this week. Like, I'm not a financial expert. That's why I'll never give any kind of financial advice. But one thing that we did know, like when we told people last year, it was like at 19 or 1800 or something. It's gone up $1,200 an ounce in a very short amount of time. Even just a couple years ago, for a short period of time, we actually had one of the gold companies, and it was like at 1600 or something. It's almost doubled. Now, that could totally go back down, but it's like gold has historically always been like that thing that, obviously, like my dad, I told you guys my stepdad had gold coins. And I remember when I was young, he showed me, it's like, yeah, it's like 350 an ounce or something like that, very long time ago. And I just remember he had all those. And my sister, when he perished, they were up to $700 an ounce, and she ended up selling all of them. I just think about all of the ones she paid for college that way. If she would have kept them even just a few more years, it just like skyrockets. As far as gold, though, you see gold and crypto go up when the dollar goes down, or when there's a lot of doubt in the dollar. So yeah, this is not a good time for the country. Everybody thinks that we're all good. I think that we are right about to. People are going to wait until the media tells them to be afraid. Right now, you should have a base level of concern and don't ride the roller coaster, because right now is the time to prep. Right now, prep when nobody else is, when stuff isn't hard to get, when there's not a 5-hour line at Costco, when there's not a 6-mile line to get gas. This is when you do it. It's not when everybody is telling you there's an emergency that's imminent. All right, you guys, have a great night. We'll see you in just a few minutes over on Marfoogle TV. Sorry about the late show. Had one of my last dentist appointments for about 4 months. So got some more stuff done. And luckily, I was able to fix a lot of the stuff that was going on. So I'm very happy about that. I'm very blessed. So thank you guys for following us over here. And again, a late TV show on right after this. You don't want to miss it too, because there's some pretty crazy stuff. We're going to talk about the new Nostradamus and what he saw happen before it happened. We'll be right back in a few minutes. If you're watching the replay, all you have to do to get over to that other show on our sister channel is click here. If you're in the chat, just stay there. you'll be ported right over. Be safe, be prepared, and Marf out. Full bibliography available over at marfooglenews.com. Just look for today's thumbnail.